Welcome to Planet Subaru, one of the largest Subaru showrooms in the world, and the only one powered entirely by the sun. Today we're going to get the 2015 Outback on the road for you, but before it leaves the parking lot, we want to show you Subaru's new cross-traffic alert system. It's going to give us a warning in the backup camera area to indicate that a car is coming. So we've got a car coming by right now, and you can see we're getting a beep and an indication visually. Here comes another one. You can hear it beeping, and then you see that car drive by. Now we're going to get the Outback on the road, and to tell us all about the new vehicle, we have our sales operations manager, Corey Warren.
Hello everybody. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take this 2015 Outback on the road and show you some things that we've had some questions about. The model we're driving happens to be a 4-cylinder, and it is a Limited with a moonroof and navigation package at the same time. So some things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the new CVT transmission. We're going to talk about some things that Subaru's changed with the steering, the suspension of the car, and some safety features that have been added to it at the same time. So the first thing we're going to look for is we're going to pull out here on the road and we're going to look at the mannerisms of the CVT now. Subaru, based off of customer input, has decided to make it feel more like a traditional transmission, giving it kind of shifting points. Yeah, giving you the same attributes of a CVT that you want when you're just driving along, give you the most fuel economy you can by giving you an infinite amount of gear ratios at the same time. So as we pull out on the road, what we're going to look for is that part there on the tachometer where the car is actually simulating a shift, giving people a more traditional feel that they're used to in cars that they've owned for a long time, without what some people would call the CVT drone that lots of those transmissions are associated with. As we see there, it kind of simulates a shift, which we would never have before in the old CVT transmission. It keeps the engine RPMs from being higher, giving a sense of excessive engine noise that some people did not prefer back in the past. So other questions we've had about this car have been like, what is the ride quality like since Subaru put the 18-inch wheels in the Limited model? Some people have a fear with having that low-profile tire, it would give a stiff response, bad feedback along the road. It's actually not the case. If anything, the car actually feels softer than it did before when it comes to absorbing bumps and road vibration. Subaru's done a very good job of actually increasing insulation to the car and installing what they call their acoustic windshield, dropping wind noise, especially on the highway. So what we're going to look for now here is that we're at this traffic light and we're now on a 2-lane road, is we're going to look at our blind spot indication system that Subaru has put on all Limited models. So in the mirrors on each side of the car will simply be an icon that will illuminate in yellow as the car is in our blind spot while we're moving. So it'll warn us, instead of making a lane change into a car that we cannot see, before we do that, there is something there. So again, you can have it on either side of the car. You can turn the system off anytime you wish, and it will stay off as well, even when you cycle through the ignition. Again, you can turn the system off and on while you're driving. It doesn't make a difference whether you're at speed or not. Obviously, this comes to a huge benefit to anybody when you're on highway driving, especially if you've been driving for a long time and getting distracted. You never know when anything may creep up in your blind spot when you're not watching. So as the light turns green here, we're going to start moving, and then we'll see as we get up to speed, the system will illuminate, letting us know something is next to us. As we see there, the icon is lit into the mirror, warning me that there is something in my blind spot that I may or may not be able to see. And again, it would do the same thing if we were on a 3-lane road on the other side of the car, letting me know that something is also there, if that was the case. As we got past this vehicle, we see the system's gone away. I can clearly see the truck in the mirror. Nothing is no longer in my blind spot. But as I slow down the speed and let that vehicle approach right back up, we'll notice the icon illuminates again, warning me that something's there in that spot. So other things that customers have now asked us about this car since Subaru's revisions are specifically the steering system. Before, it's been a hydraulic-based system. With the downfall to that is as you're going in straight lines, highway, or if you're sitting at a traffic light, you have a lot of parasitic loss with the system. You're simply turning a pump for no reason, dragging off the motor, and in turn you're losing fuel economy. So as the other Subaru cars, they have now switched over to an electronic steering system. Sometimes these are plagued with the idea that they're numb, you don't have a lot of feedback. That's actually not really the case with this car. The steering feeling is slightly lighter than the old unit, but it still is responsive. You don't feel like it's numb, it's not off center, and you still feel like it's the Subaru that you've been used to for years to come. But now with the revisions that the Subaru has made to the car, you have a higher degree of fit and finish that we've never had at the same time. So this kind of concludes our drive of the 2015 Subaru Outback today. So whenever you have a chance, feel free to contact us, any of us at Planet Subaru, for a test drive of the new Legacy or Outback. Thank you. Have a great day.
And as with any driver assistance technology, and we've covered a couple of them in the car today, we need to remind you that they were not designed to replace attentive driving. The systems may not react in every situation, and even with these advanced technologies, the best safety system is a careful driver.